I love doing this. I'm a star. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Johnny Q. Thank you so much for watching. Today's video is going to be really short and simple, really. And it's all about the new Sony a6400. Let's discuss, should you get the 6400 in 2019 for YouTube, vlogging, photo, video, filmmaking, all of the above? Right after this short little intro. This is awkward. There's no intro. Yeah, so let's talk about it, okay? Look, see that? See that right there? I was trimming my beard, and I went too close, and I got, this was like 3 days ago. This looked really bad 3 days ago. Just a big old bald spot. Shave my whole beard, start over. New Sony a6400. Oh man, I just don't know. And I'm only talking about this because I love gear. I love cameras, lenses, camera bags. I love tech, computers, phones, mics. I mean, the whole thing. Talking about it, I love getting together with other people that know the gear, that know their stuff, and we can just talk about it for hours. I could talk about this for hours. So that's, I'm not reviewing it because I'm not one of the cool people. I'm not cool enough. I'm not part of the party yet. But I will say I'm only reviewing this or going over specs and the whole camera body because Sony was the first camera I bought when I first started YouTube. I will put this link in the description below for you guys to see and you guys to actually follow. So let's go through the price. MSRP is $900 for the body only, $1,000 or so for the 16 to 50 millimeter lens, and for the 18 to 35 lens, you got a total of $1,300. That's not a bad price. For a Sony camera, which now they have a flip out screen with the 6400, that's not a bad price. Body type. Rangefinder style mirrorless. Cool. Sensor. You're at 6000 by 4000 resolution. Image ratio, blah blah blah. You got megapixels of 24 megapixels effective pixels, and the sensor photo detectors is 25 megapixels. So you got about a 24 megapixel. Cool. I mean, I think like the 80D has like 24 megapixels. The Canon 6D Mark II, which I'm filming with now, is like 26 something. So yeah, sensor type CMOS sensor is an APS-C sensor, so please keep that in mind as you figure out what camera you want next. Auto to 100 to 32,000 and expands to 102,800. Cool. Boosted ISO, you can, again, 102,800, white balance, blah blah. Image stabilization, no. Custom white balance, yes. Cool, we want that. That's awesome. JPEG quality, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. I mean, that's cool. I was interested in, yes, if you are starting, if you are a beginner, and if you're wanting to create YouTube videos, if you're wanting to film, take photos, the Sony cameras are a good option. I would personally stray away from the Sony line for my first camera. I think as a beginner, you want to try to nail down the ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. Like those three things, like the triangle, like the essential three things to actually create a good photo, to get good image quality, and to create good video. You have to nail those things down as a beginner. I know you guys know this, but if you're gonna drop $1,300, that's quite a bit of money. That before you drop that hard-earned money on a camera that you really don't know anything about, you might want to hold off. I only say that because I did that. I bought Sony a6400, and I don't know, it wasn't what I expected. Like, it was either that camera or at the time, the Canon 80D. Wanting to just start, like as a photographer, videographer, whatever it is, YouTube creator, I would go for something more like the Canon 80D. That's, I think, more friendly. It's gonna be more user-friendly. You're gonna be able to actually, you know, have a flip-out screen, see yourself, compose different shots, and get the image that you want. Kind of control the settings. The 6300 did not have a touchscreen, which kind of sucked. It overheated, it just was a bad film camera for a beginner. Now the 6400 has a flip out screen, and from what I'm seeing, like I've seen some YouTubers already have the camera in hand. Yeah, like I saw iJustine's video on the 6400, and it looks something like this. You know, she's got the 6400 on a tripod. She's got a little monitor on top with the mic on the side. Like, that's a pretty big rig. Even if you had like a Canon 80D on a tripod with a mic on, I mean, that's that setup's still smaller than the 6400. Sure, it could be lighter, a lot slimmer, but this setup is kind of huge. And I don't know, as a beginner YouTuber or vlogger, you would want to kind of haul all these things. Like, there's three, if you're counting the tripod, 4 main components to that setup. And I'm not sure, again, if you're a beginner, you want to kind of go through the hassle of that. I'd rather have a flip out screen like the 80D, kind of have my settings and just go from there. Focus on content creating, focus on, you know, building an audience, building on your creation. I'd rather do that than you know, kind of worry about the 2 screens that I'm gonna have, because the only reason why you would have a rig like this is because the Sony 6400 screen only comes up 180, and even if you put a microphone on the top, the mic is gonna obstruct the screen, so you won't be able to actually look at yourself as well as you would with a side flip out screen. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Sony is saying that the 6400 is geared towards more vlogging people, toward the vlogger type. Cool. Okay, that's great. Thank you for putting a flip out screen, but if it's only gonna flip out 180 degrees up, and you're gonna put a microphone in the very middle of that, and in the very way of you seeing your actual self on the screen, I think you've kind of lost. And there's really no point in buying the 6400 if it's gonna be for vlogging, for vloggers. I really hope they improve the battery life on the 6400. The 6300, dude, I'm telling you, I would shoot in just 1080. I'd shoot in 1080, and I would shoot photos. I'd shoot it for an hour and a half with video, and I would be done. I would drain the whole battery. I would need more batteries, and I'm like, I don't have any more batteries. From the video that iJustine made from the 6400, the battery life is a little bit better, and there is no time limit on the 6400, which is good. Good job, Sony, for doing that for us. But I don't know. I feel like I would want reliability versus the next big thing. Yeah, so I don't know. It's, again, you know, I'm making this video because I love gear and I love the new stuff that's coming out, and Sony holds a special place in my heart. Will I get the Sony 6400 later on? I just don't know yet. But, like, do you really need a 4K? I don't think you do. Our phones, we don't even consume content in 4K yet. It's all 1080 HD. That is another video coming up, I'm telling you. Do you need a 4K? Yes or no? That's another video coming out, so stay tuned. If you already have Sony bodies and Sony lenses, then yes, this camera body could be the one for you. This could be the next camera body you get. Yeah, you want a different camera body with a flip out screen? Then perfect. The Sony a6400 is your best bet. Like, go for it. But if you're a newbie, if you're total just like, not even just a fresh noob, but kind of already been into, you know, to filming and taking photos, you're like 2 years in, 3 years in, and you're thinking about, you know, I'm already in Canon or Nikon, and I want to get into Sony space. I want to get into the Sony space. I feel like you'd be better off with getting like the Sony, some of the other ones like Sony a7S II, the Sony a7S III. Like, don't drop $1,300 on a vlogger camera that you really don't know nothing about to begin with. So in essence, should you get the new Sony a6400? No. I'm going to say that just right now. My opinion could change later on this year. I don't know, but for right now, for my main usage, in my own opinion, and for someone who's been there, who's bought a Sony, then went to Canon as a vlogger, do not buy the Sony a6400. Now, I have not actually held the camera, I've not played with it, I've not filmed with it, so I can't really, you have different needs than I do. Maybe you should get the Sony, but I'm just simply saying, don't get it, because I feel like it's kind of just be more of a second camera. Camera B to your camera bag, and already to the camera options you have now. I don't think it should be your main camera that you shoot with on a daily basis. I think it should be your B cam. I mean, I don't know. I was just excited to find out that Sony finally made a camera body with a flip screen that they can shoot in 4K. That's awesome. 120 frames a second. That's awesome too. The decision making of should I buy the 6400? I don't know. I'm in a spot where I got the money, want a new camera, where I need a camera. I hope this video helps you. Other people's opinions and the research you've done, put it together and make a good solid decision based off all of these things. So I'm glad I could help you in this journey. Please let me know in the comments below what you think. Are you gonna get it? You're not gonna get it? If you are, why? If you're not, why not? So that's all for today. I'll catch you next time on the Johnny Q channel. Peace.